Good morning, everyone. My name is Sergio Altamez Jr., and today I will be talking to you about discovering what your gift is, learning how to use your gift to perform at a high level, and then I'm going to bring in a famous person through my speech, talk to you about who he is, what he did, and how he was able to use his gift to perform at a high level. Obviously, that's why I have the present as my first slide to show you guys. I'm sure some of y'all are a little concerned, like, what is he talking to us about? That's what I'll be talking to you about. And then my goal for this is, like I said, to make sure that everyone can learn and find out how to discover what their gift is. And once they know what their gift is, to pursue their dreams and goals in order to do the things they want to do and perform at a high level. Because us as college students, we already know that we need to perform at a high level. We gotta pay for college, whether we work, scholarships, grants. We gotta find a way to pay for college, and in order to get scholarships or grants or something, we need to get good grades. And then on top of that, we may need to work as well. And then we still got to get our degree to make sure our grades are good to go and we're not just kind of passing by with C's. So we're trying to get A's and B's. So when we get to our career, we can be like, well, I was able to pay for college, work a full-time job, and do these types of things in order to become the success in life that I want to become. So that's kind of my goal I have, is to help you guys out to get the starting point off so you can take off and do what it is you want to do. Now, the person that I'm going to be talking about is Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm sure some of you may have heard of him, some of you may have not. He's from Austria, that's where he was born. He's a 10-time world bodybuilding champion. He's won the Mr. Universe and the Mr. Olympia title multiple times. He's also a Hollywood action hero. He's made many movies like The Terminator, Commando. He's made some comedies as well, a Christmas movie called Jingle All the Way. He's a successful businessman. He's an environmentalist, philanthropist, and he was also the 38th governor of California. So those are just some of his credentials at what he's been able to do in life. What I'm going to talk about today is what steps did Arnold Schwarzenegger take in his life at the young age he did it at, because he was starting off a lot of these things when he was only 15, 18, in his 20s, that made him become to who he is today, which is a very wealthy person, successful businessman, Hollywood actor, 10-time world champion in bodybuilding. So let's kind of just start by the beginning. By the beginning, I'm going to start with age 15. That's when, according to his website, that he took off. So at the age of 15, that's when he started working out, really getting into bodybuilding, doing the best he can. By the age of 20, in 1967, that's when he won his first ever bodybuilding champion. He was the youngest to ever do it, and he won the Mr. Universe title, which is a very prestigious award, especially in bodybuilding. But go back 2 years when he was 18, and he was still in Austria, and in that country, you had, as an 18-year-old, you had to be in the military for at least 1 year. So, not during those 2 years, not only was he in the Austrian military, and were there, obviously, we all know that when you're in the military, you have boot camp and you're constantly working out. Arnold Schwarzenegger said that in the military, while he was in the military, when he worked out, he would work out again after the military worked him out, because he was obsessed with bodybuilding. He wanted to be number one, and he wanted to get there. So obviously that speaks to his character, that when he's driven for something, he's gonna go get it, no matter what it takes. Another thing that he did in the 1968, he moved to the United States, and that's when he began everything else, essentially. He enrolled in college in the 1970s. He continued his bodybuilding career, but he wanted to get into acting, so he began taking acting classes. He had, I'm sure some of you know that he has an accent, so he had to take classes to help remove that. And he was going to college. He was going to Santa Monica Community College, where he was studying in math and business, because, like I said, he wanted to be a businessman. A counselor had actually convinced him, they're like, hey, you're doing all these things, you got to make sure that you can take care of your financials. Why don't you get into business? So that's actually just a counselor at that college is someone that helped convince him, be like, I should take these classes. So just a quick recap of things. One more thing too. He won a Golden Globe Award in 1977 for his movie Stay Hungry, which kind of talked about how he was hungry to be successful in life. So just a quick recap of that. In the 1970s, Arnold Schwarzenegger essentially was doing everything that he possibly could to be what he is today. He was working out in bodybuilding still, going to school, not only for his degree, but for acting classes. He wanted to be a movie star. On top of that, he was working, because in those days in bodybuilding, according to him, it didn't pay as good. He needed a job to pay for his food supplements, to pay for his protein, things like that he needed. So in the 70s, he was doing all these things, and it's incredible because many students in college, you ask them, well, what are you doing to be successful? Like, oh, well, go to school, I go home, kind of like a part-time job. Well, they're not finding out what their gift is, and they can't contribute to society because a part of discovering what your gift is so what you can do to give back to society. Society needs your gift. It needs you in particular. So, that being said, I'm going to talk about Arnold's rules to success, and this is what he used in order to be where he is today, which is known across the globe by everybody for bodybuilding, acting, and being a governor of California. Those are three big cornerstones that anyone, I'm sure, would love to have. I know me in particular, that would be something I would like to have. So, he has 8 rules for success. That is to have a goal, purpose, and a vision. So, once you discover what your gift is, part of discovering it, okay, what goal do you have? What do you want to do in life? I can use him for an example. He wanted to be a bodybuilder. He wanted to be a movie star. That's what drove him. For me, I want to make it to the FBI. I want to be a special agent. What drives me is to protect people, to keep people safe, protecting the innocent. Then, next step is to ignore the haters. I know everyone will kind of laugh at that, but you got to ignore them. A lot of times, many people will say mean things. They won't believe in you, but you got to cancel them out. Third thing, you just have to work, guys. And this doesn't mean like 9 to 5 or closing jobs 6 to 10. Like, you have to work your butt off for what you want to do. Like I said, he was in the military, but he still continued to work out even after the military said, okay, y'all can go rest. He wanted to work out. He was driven. Me, I go to school, I work, I do these things, but I'm also involved in student clubs. I'm trying to do all these things so that way I can have stuff to write down for scholarships. So when I get these scholarships, they'll be like, man, he's working, doing good in school, and he's involved in campus. We would love to have a student. Any college would love to have a student like that. Next step, don't have a backup plan. Do not doubt yourself, guys. Just don't. In one of his videos, he says that he hates plan B. I believe it too. That's what I live by. I don't have a backup plan. I have a plan. If I fail, it's okay. That's part of the next step. Just never doubt yourself. If you want to go all in, then go all in. Don't, because if you doubt yourself, you're going to be in that all day. You won't be able to do what you want to do because you'll be doubting yourself too much. Next step. This is step 6. Everyone fails. It's okay. You may have to drop a few classes. You may fail a few tests. It's okay. Everyone fails. Arnold Schwarzenegger said many times that when he was working out in the gym, he would vomit, he would faint, he would pass out. I mean, I'm scared in particular about that when I work out, but it's okay. You fail and you get back up. You fail, you get back up. As many times as it takes. Stay relaxed. I know this is all very nerve-wracking when you're trying to perform at a high level. It's okay. Just stay relaxed. Do what you got to do. And then the last step, which I was talking about with your gift, giving back to the world, finding out what you can do. Me, FBI, special agent, I want to help people, keep them safe. Arnold Schwarzenegger, he wanted to give back to the community. He loved America, the way they embraced him when he got there. So he wanted to give back to the community in all ways, economically, education-wise, and even, like I said, for economy-wise. So yeah, and for plant life, things like that. And then, so, like I said, I use all those skills that he does for high-level performance. Just some of my personal advice that I would like to give as well is just continue to self-evaluate yourself. Reflection, try to do that as much as you can. I know every day I try to reflect myself. What did I do today? If I didn't like something, well, then I'll do better next day. I'll just make sure that I can keep trying to one-up myself day after day. And then just consistency, guys. Be consistent about it and do the best that you can. And that's it for my speech, guys. I thank you for listening. So like I said, just these are the things you need to know for how you can perform at a high level, finding out what your goal is, ignoring the naysayers, working hard, staying consistent, don't doubt yourself, don't be afraid to fail, and just give it everything you got, and in the end, it'll work out. All right, guys, you have a good one.